Hello and welcome back to the Programming in Ninox training series. In our last two classes, we looked at the two option or choice structures, the if-then and the switch case. In this class and the next class, we're going to study the two repetitive structures, the for next and the while do. They both do the same thing. They repeat a block of code over and over and over again. The difference is with a for next, you define exactly how many times the code is going to be repeated. In a while do, the code repeats over and over again until a certain state of events becomes true. Let's take a look at the for next repeating structure. We've added yet another feature to our inventory product screen, and that is the ability to track serial numbers. So here we have a specific and unique product. Every single one of these products is exactly the same, with one exception. Each one has a different and unique serial number, or ID tag. Let us say that we have hundreds or even thousands of these desktop scanners in stock. We don't want to go in one at a time and type in each serial number. They're sequentially tagged, and we want to tell Ninox, here's how you set up a new serialized piece of inventory, here's the first serial number in the series, and here's how many I want in the series. Set up all of them with one click of a button. The button is the trigger. The code creates the serialized inventory, but it's the for next or the for do looping structure that repeats the code that creates the serialized inventory over and over and over again. So I want to add 5 new units, and I want them to be numbered starting with the tag 10,001. At the click of this button, or when I pull this trigger, we see Ninox create all 5 of those items. Let's go look at the trigger, the button that we clicked to execute that one block of code over and over again. We start by establishing our variables. We define them with the let statement and use the stack equal to give them values. And then we have this repetitive structure. We create a variable, in this case the variable I. We didn't use a let statement. The for keyword establishes the existence of this variable. And then we go on to say, we want you to repeat this block of code from line 6 to line 12, the number of times it takes to count from 0 to X quantity. And what is X quantity? Well, that's the variable where we are storing the number of new units we want added. So when we added 5 new units, we're going to count from 0 to 5. And for every count, we're going to do this. We are going to create a product serial number. We are going to enter the product serial number. And then we're going to come to this end statement and increment I by 1. The 5th time it runs through, it will get to here and I will become 6. And 6 is greater than the number of times we want the code to repeat. So it will stop. It will then empty out the number of new units in the starting serial number field and return control back to us. So to see this again in action, let's go look at this item, the HP 3772 all-in-one wireless printer, and let's add 10 new pieces of inventory, but this time let's add the serial number as a text value, and it's going to be HP 372, and I'm going to add a 00 tag, and watch what happens. Pull the trigger, and there are all 10 of my serialized pieces of inventory. We put a little feature in here that allows us to differentiate between numeric serial numbers and alphabetic serial numbers. Remember in the class where we talked about the if-then statement? Here we see that we can embed one structure, here's the if-then, inside of another structure, the for do. What the if then says is, let's determine what type of content goes in the serial number field. If it's a 1, that's a text value. If it's not a 1, it must be a 2, that's a numeric value. Now this variable xStartSN right here contains the starting serial number. This if then looks at that switch that I could click to define if the starting serial number is alphanumeric or numeric. This if then declares what kind of variable xStartSN is. If I chose option 1, it declares it as text. If, however, the serial number type is a 2, then this is numeric. Always remember, you can embed structures inside of other structures. In our previous class, we embedded one if-then inside of another if-then, but you can mix and match. Here we have an if-then embedded inside of a for-next. This is a common design approach in writing our Ninox code, and it's one that we're going to see more often as we progress through these classes in the training series. In our next class, we're going to explore the while-do loop. I'll see you there. Visit us at www.nioxis.com. Here, you can learn about different Ninox solutions. You can get tech support through our Ninox Help Desk, which is available 7 days a week, or you can schedule private one-on-one concierge sessions for training, or we can help you build your application. And if you haven't done so already, sign up for our free Ninox Learning Lab. We do this every Thursday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. in the UK, 6 p.m. Central European Time. These free hour-long sessions enable you to learn more about Ninox, features, functions, and solutions. We have open Q&A where you can get answers to all your Ninox questions, and you can meet other members of the global Ninox community. We look forward to seeing you there.